TIFU by accidentally calling a waitress a whore. So I went on a trip to the United States last year. Not today. But I just found out about this sub and thought I'd still share this story. One day I visited a pizza restaurant in Miami, Florida. At a certain moment, the waitress came to our table and asked if everything was alright. Now, in my country, I would have answered this question with, ja, hoor, in Dutch, which basically means, yes. It is, in English. But when she asked me this question, I mixed up my native language with English and answered, yeah, whore. Now, I knew it sounded dumb when I said it, but I was really surprised when she got really angry at me. Apparently I had said something really wrong? I thought. Well, it turned out that, yeah, whore, sounds exactly the same as, yeah, whore, which I had not thought about so fast. She got really mad, and when I tried to explain, she didn't want to believe me. Maybe because me speaking English is totally not understandable. Well, I never felt so stupid, and this moment is still painful lol. TLDR. I fucked up by mixing languages saying, yeah, whore, to a waitress. Which sounds exactly the same as, yeah, whore. And this led to the waiters getting really mad. In Estonia, whore equals whore. And Finland, it's almost same. Huora. So try to avoid these countries also in advance. I have now learned a new term, and you just saved my ass. Just met the new safety lady at work, and the only words she's heard from me was trying to slam some metal back to shape and screaming, "Go to your home, you whore." So now I can explain. I was asking if the metal was going back to its home, and yes it is. Thanks. There's a famous story in my family about some guy who came from the old country and retrained as an OB-GYN in the US. He went to the first delivery and the woman was Hispanic. Instead of telling her, "Puja, push," he was yelling, "Puta, puta, whore, whore." The nurses didn't tell him until after why she was crying so much. I always get a kick out of Fuchs lubricants. https www.fuchs.com/us/n/. Bimbo Bakery is another good one. They made up the name as a Spanish portmanteau and went on to become the biggest bakery company in the world. https://bimbusa.com. My vocabulary is expanding. Till that only yes in Marathi is fakta ho. Once as a waitress I accidentally asked a customer if they were too fat huh? In my own native tongue. So it could be less forgivable, I guess. Anyway, what happened was the guy wanted to give me the money to pay the check before I walked away from the table, but couldn't get his wallet out of his back pocket. My brain said, quick, make a funny joke about how his wallet is so big from all the money that must be inside of it. What came out was, too fat. Huh? Quote. Yikes. Something similar happened with my ex-wife and I when we were having lunch at a cafe in Brussels, Belgium. We were on the east side where mostly French is spoken. So, the waitress asked us in French what we would like to drink. After spending 2 years in the US and speaking mostly English, I said der Cokes. The waitress was surprised, and then my ex-wife realized that she should have said, der Colas. Then the waitress realized that I was an American and she was used to speaking English most of the time and used the word for Coke, the French word for a rooster, if that's how you spell it, which is the same word used in American English for Coca-Cola or Coke. Relatable. I'm Dutch as well and I make this mistake so often. Thank God with my bad Dutch pronunciation it sound more like yeah or Oof, that's unfortunate. In Russian you specifically mention that your current mental state is your current feelings about yourself. So, question, how do you feel, always transforms to, how do you feel yourself? Quote. And yeah, when you accidentally start your phrase with, I feel myself, translating word by word a phrase, which kinda pops off in your head. If it makes you feel any better, my French friend tried to ask for grated cheese by Englishifying the French word. The waiter was pretty confused to be asked for raped cheese. Just never go back there. Lol. Once I told my mom, you whored, and she thought I called her a whore. Ha. This exact thing happened to my mom when she was visiting me in the US. We're also Dutch, and she said the same thing to a girl in a coffee shop in Utah. I don't think the girl noticed, but I definitely told my mom to be a bit more careful with that phrase. To be fair, if she didn't even allow you to explain that fact that you speak another language and got it all messed up, shows a point I've tried to make to a lot of people. In social situations where a problem happens, both sides should take 100% blame and reflect. You did what you were supposed to do and figured it out. That you spoke and slipped with words because you speak another language. And being able to recite that back to the person should result in both sides laughing and getting along. If she had showed empathy in making mistakes similarly, she would have understood and not cared. She chose to not believe you based on outrage? She's mad and she's not giving it up. In doing so, making you feel like shit. Where both parties now feel away from good. And it sucks that you now carry that feeling. Even though you learned from your lesson. You probably won't make that exact mistake again. But the lesson here shows we need to be kinder to each other and be more question-oriented rather than jumping to conclusions, i.e. outrage. Got mad over a slip of the tongue. What a whore. I would not attempt to speak Dutch in the Netherlands. Because I would fail miserably. Especially since the vast majority of people there understand English. This isn't snobbery. Just an acknowledgement that the average Dutch speaker's English is far better than my Dutch will ever be. I always learn some phrases in the language spoken by the people we visit. They usually appreciate the effort. At least they had the grace not to laugh about my half-assed attempts in front of me. You should have used Google Translate, which does get you close to the translation enough. Haha, I can feel your pain as a native Flemish speaker. Hopefully you just made up for it by tipping well.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.